and guests.
Good evening.
A very warm welcome to the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Woo! How are you doing today?
Good.
Top of the world.
Top of the world. Thank you. All right, so before we begin the meeting, for which you must be very excited, let me ask you, can you tell me 3 synonyms for the word bold?
Bindas.
Okay.
Bold. Intrepid.
Intrepid. Thank you. Yeah? Brave. Okay.
Audacious.
3 already done, huh?
Audacious.
Audacious. Wow. Excellent. Thank you. All the beautiful people. Now let's take few bold steps. And you know the boldest of all, right? Take your phones out and put it on silent. Thank you. Let's also avoid moving around the room. But if you have to move, or you have to enter or exit the room, then please do so when you hear the sweet sound of an applause. And lastly, please avoid talking on gender, religion, and politics. So, are you all set?
Yes.
All right. Now, I am going to introduce you to someone. Now, this person is a word wizard. Like a comic who to become a master chef, he has to chop mountains of onions. He masters his skills by slicing and dicing words and seasoning it with flavors and toppings. So, to hear more from the wizard himself, ladies and gentlemen, please put our hands together to welcome the bold and sexy president of Bangalore Toastmasters Club, Sheeb.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amrit. That was a beautiful introduction. Thank you so much. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome each one of you to Bangalore Toastmasters meeting number 1477. And we got I declare the meeting 1477 open. Before we begin the meeting, I request our Secretary Toastmaster Mahesh to come here and give few glimpses from the previous meeting.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests.
Good evening.
Meeting number 1476 held on May 2nd. The theme of the meeting was Artwork Creates Its Own Luck. The word of the day was endeavor. The best speaker award was won by Toastmaster Anirudh. The best evaluator was DTM Vijayanand. The best role taker was DTM Dr. Rashi. The best table topic speaker was Toastmaster Abhay. And the best auxiliary role taker was Toastmaster Sonal. For more details, tune into Bangalore Toastmasters YouTube channel.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahesh. Are there any changes in the minutes of the meeting? Thank you so much. I declare the minutes of the meeting 1476 starts as possible. I request the guests who came here for the first time, can you please stand from your seat? Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you will have a wonderful time with us. Thank you so much for joining. And members, how do we welcome our guests? Thank you so much. Robin Sharma, in his book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, rod. Everything happens twice. The first time in your mind, and the second time in reality. What is so common between these 10 gentlemen? Batsmen, yes, right?
Cricketers.
Cricketers, thank you so much. Yes? Yes. The first cricket test happened in 1877 in Melbourne between Australia and England. And it took almost 94 years for the first one-day international to happen. In 1971, again at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in Australia between the same two teams, Australia and England. But it took 39 years and more than 4,000 matches for that elusive, daunting achievement to happen on the cricket ground. The first double century in one day international. And nobody else in 2010, on a sunny day, that is February 24th, at Gwalior Cricket Stadium, our little master, the champion cricketer, Sachin Tendulkar, scored the first ever double century, right? Till then, people thought it is not possible in one day international. And this achievement was elusive, for so many years. But what happened after that? Just after 1 year, another cricketer from India, 2011, Virendra Sehwag, scored another double century. In 2013, Rohit Sharma, again he batted in 2014 again. By 2015, you have two cricketers, Chris Gayle as well as Martin Guptill. In a span of 5 years, 6 double centuries, 5 players, right? And then what happened? 2017 again, Rohit Sharma, 2018 Fergus Amaan, 2022 Ishan Kishan, 2023 Glenn Maxwell, and again Shubman, and 2024 Pathum Visanga from Sri Lanka. In a span of just 14 years, we have 12 performance which was one time thought difficult, right? Unachievable. Limits exist until someone dares to try. I love sports because sports is the greatest teacher. Around 75 years back, in 1950s, running 1 mile under 4 minutes was unthinkable. Even doctors said, don't do it, your heart might explode, right? And on May 6, 1954, a medical student, an upcoming neurologist, ran 1 mile under 3 minutes 59.7 seconds. Roger Bannister. The interesting thing is not about Roger alone. It took only 45 days for another person to break the record. And after that, 1,775 athletes have ran under 4 minutes. It just shows us that limits are maybe in our mind. Just like the Wright brothers, when they were said wrong, they came out with the helicopter or the flying machine, right? That was the time. So limits exist until someone dares to try. And actually, to break the limits, we have someone today who's going to take us to the meeting. He is so polite. He can even knock on an oyster shell before opening. He's such a polite person. The ancient Advaita Upanishads, I've already Googled it, you don't have to Google it. It says his name is only four letters, but it carries the weight of centuries. If you look at the first syllable of his name, Gu, in Sanskrit it means darkness. And the second syllable, Lu, means someone who expels that darkness, expels anything. So if you just combine both syllables, it becomes guru. And this person has been in sales and marketing and business development for the past 25 years. And he is specialized in mergers and acquisition also. What does it mean? He has to learn so many clauses, right? That's why I think he's been the uncrowned, unofficial Santa Claus of our club. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome the Toastmaster of the evening, the person who has got one daughter and one wife, the ever entertaining, the ever enchanting Toastmaster, Guruprasad Shreyas.
Thank you very much, President, for your fantastic introduction. Good evening, Toastmasters, and welcome guests.
Good evening.
Before we get into the meeting, I would like to acknowledge the efforts of our Indian Defence, Army, and Armed Forces under the leadership of our Defence Ministry and as well as under the leadership of our beloved Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji. I would like to salute them. Now let's come to the meeting on the lighter note. How many of you like songs? How many of you like music? How many of you like dance?
Yes.
If all put together?
Guru.
Not Guru, it's a pop. Right? And who is the king of the pop? Michael Jackson. Yes, you're right. So, if you're going through the journey of Michael Jackson, it was probably in my era, like when I started growing. So, he is the star who has created boundaries in music and dance, and as well as in bringing up varieties of music or varieties of albums to the entire music fraternity. And he's an iconic dancer. And if you talk about him, like he has come from a very different background, very different race, where there is no opportunities that time in US. And he has come from a different culture. He has beaten all this race, culture, everything to become a pop star, global star in the market. As you all know, that is one of his albums like Thriller. Even today, they are one of the top selling albums in the globe. And if you go back and look at it, one of the, even today, is one of the top star in Twitter. Having said that, he has undergone many challenges, many barriers, many things, and he has become a global superstar. And he has done all the things in music, and also is having a concern about the society, people. With his music, he was trying to talk to the society regarding multiple aspects of life. Could be either racism or politics or whatever. And this has happened exactly some 50-60 years back. Prior to that, like, if you go back and look at approximately around about 100 years back, or probably 120 years back, most of the people are struggling to become a public speaker. And there was a limitation. And this limitation has been identified and seen and witnessed by one of the legend visionary, Dr. Rashi. He has want to do something. He just don't want to go out of the limits. He has seen a limit and want to try something. That is where he has come up with Toastmasters, and where he has started in the basement of YMCA, where he was working at that time. approximately in 1924, we had our first official meeting for Toastmasters. If you look at it, it's almost a 100 years journey as of now. And today, the program has become quite advanced. And if you look at even the Toastmasters as an organization, we went leaps and bounds where we have around about more than 2.7 members across the globe with 18,000 clubs and present in more than 147 or 48 countries. And for every Toastmasters meeting, there is a structure, and the structure has got 3 sessions. The first section comprises of prepared speeches, wherein the speakers will get an opportunity to prepare on a specific topic and practice and rehearsal and come and present here in the meeting. And we have the interesting second session, that is table topic session, wherein it's a fireworks, like how the war is going on, where the table topics master will come here and give a topic head out and to the audience, to the members, and where we talk on it. It's an extempore session. And the third session is an evaluation. We take this evaluation forward. We have a general evaluator. He's a special person, like he was area director for our division. I'll introduce him in the later part of the meeting. To assist him, we have a tag team. So this tag team is an unsung heroes of any meeting. We have to acknowledge their efforts at any point of time. I request when I introduce them, give them an applause to them to motivate them. To start with, we have a timer today. I always believe that time is money. I don't know how much money he will make out of the meeting today, but let me introduce him. He's a sports person and he works for IQVIA as a data engineer. And today, in this meeting, he is going to take the record the timing for us. I request the Toastmasters Shreyas to come here and give the guidance about them.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today I am playing the role of timer, where I will be tracking the time for the entire meeting. So there are 3 sessions, 3 parts in our meeting. First one is the prepared speeches, which is usually of 5 to 7 minutes. When a person completes the minimum time, that is 5 minutes, I'll be showing a green card, and at 6 minutes I'll be showing the yellow card, and at 7th minute I'll be showing the red card. And there is a grace period of 30 seconds, and if he crosses the grace period, I'll be ringing the bell. The second second part of the meeting is the table topics, which has a time duration of 1 to 1.5 minutes. 1 minute is the green card, 1 minute 15 seconds is the yellow card, and 1.5 is the red card. And there is a grace period of 15 seconds. And the third session is the evaluation session, which is usually of 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes is the green card, 2.5 minutes is yellow, and 3 minutes is the red card. So limits exist for all these 3 sessions. Let's see who all interpret these limits, and I'll report my time card at the end of the session. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Shreyas. The next person in the R counter is going to do R counter job. I think if you have to tell in a lighter note, who on tower. So if anybody's come up with any filler words, and this person is going to come. And the person going to do this job today, she's an artist. She do painting and do a lot of work on art and craft, and she loves
going for sports and everything. And I request Toastmaster Alagammai to come and present.
Good evening all. As a half-thinker, I will be listening very carefully for using open passes and catchwords such as and and repeated words or phrases. I will keep tracking everyone and report at the end of the meeting on whose best controller uses of filler words. This evaluation starts at beginning of the meeting and end at last. And I will report this. I report this to agenda.
So, for me, grammar is a hammer. To do a grammarian role today, like we have a Toastmaster Asha, she works for Salesforce as a quality specialist, and she now writing blogs and everything. And I request our grammarian for the day to come and give us the guidelines.
As part of my role, I will audit the good usage of grammar and not so good usage of grammar. And today's word is intrepid, and it means brave and adventurous. So a sample sentence for it is: she is fearless, intrepid, and bold, and it takes away everyone's attention. And I will present my report during the evaluation portion of today's. Thank you.
Let us again talk about the Michael Jordan. So why he become so popular? He has come up with beautiful iconic steps. I don't know whether people know or not. What is this best iconic step of Michael Johnson? Moonwalk. Moonwalk is one. Apart from moonwalk, he has got the other steps as well. He's got a freeze, he has got a spin, he has got crotch crab. There are many moments I could have shown you, but this is not the place. Okay. So, here let us go to our. See, he is a perfectionist. In his area, he is a perfectionist. In Toastmasters, why we come here? We also want to become a top-notch speakers. So we also need to become a perfectionist. So over a period of years, Toastmaster curriculum have changed dramatically. Today, we have different varieties of paths where to do it. Especially for the students who want to pursue Toastmasters, or the people who want to go in careers they want to do. This Toastmaster is place for communication and leadership. Fine. So in the first session, when we go to the speaker, we need to go to the evaluator. I would like to introduce the first evaluator for the day. He is the Mr. Michael Jackson of Bangalore Toastmasters. And VP, membership for Bangalore Toastmasters. I request the first evaluator for today, Toastmaster Mahavir Jain, to read the guidelines for the first speech.
The purpose of this speech is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate their ability to deliver an effective, respectful speech, evaluation speech.
Now let us go to the first speaker. This speaker, he always comes out of his comfort zone. How many people love to come out of their comfort zone and try something different? Very limited. I don't even see their hands. But this person has left his career and started a wealth management company and also does mountaineering, trekking. When I asked him why, I said, I want to enjoy what I want to do. This is a great answer. And this gentleman used to work in a corporate. Now he was into wealth management. He is into wealth management. And today he is going to give a speech in a park, motivational strategies. And in motivation level 1, project 2, project 4, evaluation and feedback. The title of the speech is Last Lecture. I request the Toastmaster Pradeep Padmanabhan to present his speech.
Exhausted. And one by one, the brothers went in search of water. They vanished. They never came back. Finally, the eldest of them, the wisest of them, King Yudhishthira, he walked up and found all of his brothers lying unconscious, just beside a beautiful lake. Suddenly from the lake, Yaksha emerged. Yudhishthira, I killed your brothers because they refused to answer my questions. If you can answer them, I will revive them. Yudhishthira politely said, please answer. What is the greatest wonder of life? Every day we see people dying in us. But the living want to continue to live forever. What can be most wondrous than this? Now there are 1,000 other questions, at least 100 more, but we will not go into that question and answer session. My dear Toastmasters and dear guests, this evening I want to talk to you about something that we all know is there, it's a reality of life, but we slightly ignore it, keep it to the side. The topic is death. Well, that sinks in. This is what a horror story. What I want to talk to you about today is the inevitability of death, the undeniability of death. But not in terms of what happens immediately. I want to tell you how your life is going to be up to the point of death and beyond the point of death. Have you ever thought of that? Let's take a few minutes to think about it. Now, why am I bringing such a different topic today? What brought this on to me? You might wonder. I want to take you back to another story. The story where I was in one of my intrepid adventures. The first ever time I was trying to scale a mountain 6,000 meters plus peak. 6,153 meters to be exact. Mount Stoke Mountain. We had just summited, we are coming down. Suddenly there was hip deep snow. We were trudging along and one of my friends lost his shoe. The snow just suddenly stuck up his shoe. And when he tried to put it back in, put his leg back into the shoe, it didn't go in. His foot had swollen up. He couldn't put it in. And he was already exhausted and we were coming down, and by the time we reached that point, he said he'd completely given up. Pradeep, I can't move. Guys, you carry on. That's not what happened. So I agreed to stay back while the rest of my friends ran down to the rescue team. They were bringing the rescue team back. But until then, what do? I was sitting with him. So I went up to the edge of a cliff. I just sat there so that the rescue team could see me. I was sitting on the edge of a cliff, and this is at about 5,500 plus meters. To set a context, behind me is just white snow. Just a huge wall of white snow. I am almost at the edge of a bomb. Cold winds gushing at my face. Both of us, with only what we had in our day pack, water and a little bit of snacks, fighting hypothermia and frostbite. Probably our time was up. But thanks to my friends on the rescue team, I'm here to tell the story. Correct? Good. While that day when the rescue team came and we were just walking down to the camp, something changed. My mind was racing through a lot of things. It gave me a pivotal point and gave me a point and said, the tombstone mindset. What did I want engraved in stone about me? Expert in Excel, brilliant project manager. Is that? Or an amazing friend and a beloved mentor? What would be the choice? That day on, I told myself that I'm going to be as helpful as possible by just showing up to every instance at my friend's meeting, every instance at my team meetings. And with that, consciously or unconsciously, over the years, I have apparently inspired a lot of people. The most recent example was when few folks from my gym walked up to me and said, Pradeep, looking at you, we are inspired. Do you know what was the instance? I was apparently doing 105 meters box jumps and about 2 meter plus broad jumps. And this apparently inspired them for a 5'6" guy to do all this. Now, I do not consciously go into that. Now, why the name last lecture, you ask? Well, with all this, somebody had to inspire everyone. The last lecture is an official series where, if given a chance to deliver a message before you go out, what would be your Randy Posh gave a last lecture inspired by his own stories to his kids. Brilliant lecture. I don't scale up to that. But this is my chance. If I have my last chance to deliver a message before I close level 1, I want to take that. And what is the message I want to leave you with? Live life in a way that when you want to be remembered, you want to be remembered for your love, your courage, and making somebody happy. As I leave the stage to you today, let me leave you with one thought. What do you want written on your tombstone? Over to you.
It's a brave attempt, and I feel it's advantageous. How do you feel, guys? Yes. Just give a big round of applause. Let's go to the second speech. Before getting into the second speech, I would like to introduce the evaluator further. And looking to the evaluator every time, I feel like it's like a principal song. You always strive for excellence. I request Toastmaster Ratan Shetty to present the guidelines for the second speech.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how they use non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. Time manager, please note, speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to the speaker. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Now let us go to the second speaker. He is Mr. Dependable. That why I am telling that you can go and ask all our VP educations in our Bangalore Toastmasters will tell you. Even though You can bank on him, even though he was an ex-banker. It's fine. But any which ways, he is welcome to our club. And he is going to present his speech from presentation mastery part. Just underline, I'm talking about parts. So now the entire Toastmaster education has changed, which is going to be helpful for the newcomers in the Toastmasters. And he is going to deliver his project, is a level 2 project from second project. And the title project is Effective Body Language. And the title is Know Your Job. Know Your Job. And I request Toastmaster Richard D'Souza to present his speech. It's 1 minute. Just it's fine, sir. You take me. Shall I bring little further? Please give a big round of applause.
Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Could you kindly tell what do you mean by management? Getting the work done through others. That what was taught to me when I was in my MCOM, 40 years. Delegating of work is rule number 1 of management. But a writer and management guru called Robert Half says, delegating of work works if the one delegating work works too. The leader or the manager who delegates the work should have the knowledge of a particular task at least 2 notches higher. And in case of crisis, he should be intrepid or knowledgeable enough to jump into the crisis to extricate the unfinished task. As all of us know, during earlier days, the people from Middle East, Arabs, they were traders, and they used to use camels to go to places to get their merchandise and also to take them to the required places. And you know, the temperature of Arab countries, during daytime they used to take rest, and during night time they used to travel. There used to be a compass, a person who knew all the ways. His camel would be in the forefront, and other camels would follow. During one such sojourn, it was the last day, and they really feasted. They were able to reach the next city the next morning, and the person who was supposed to show the way, he had little food more than what was required. And as soon as the feast was over, he slipped into sleep. And others, yes, their job was to sleep only. And when the dawn broke the next morning, to the amazement and bewilderment of all the Arabs, the traders, the leading camel was taking rounds, the same ground from where they had started, and all other camels were following that camel. And to the bewilderment of everyone, they had exhausted all the food, more than anything else. was the water itself. And terrible skirmishes. Their leader, who was in the last camel, by hearing this kind of hullabaloo, he got up and they were chaos. He asked, what happened? Yes, came to know the realization, and he asked others, did you not go to find water? Sir, in this arid desert, where will you get water? He jumped out of the camel and walked maybe around 50 to 60 meters. He heard a sound. And he saw them. Plants. He went here. The sound of increased. He plucked them. Then, yes, the sound got more. He shouted, bring a big axe, shovel, or spade, whatever you get. And someone brought a iron rod having sharp edge. When they pierced the ground, to the amazement of everyone, the exhale of life sprouted in gay abundance. It was an oasis. Some people, they gave their mouths water. Everyone was happy, and yes, many people stood, and the availability of water was really sufficient for them for their journey. So, Toastmasters, if the leader had not gone in search of water, what would have happened? There would have been riots. There would have been some unfortunate things which I don't want to narrate. But his proactiveness saved an entire group from the greatest calamity. Therefore, yes, the leader must know where the weakness of the group lies, and he should be able to plug that loophole. Then only he can lead the organization and bring that organization to success. Yes, Toastmasters, I sign off with the famous Kannada saying, ಆಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಹಾಳು, ಮಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಮಧ್ಯಮ, ತಾನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಉತ್ತಮ. That means to say that whatever I did is the best because there lies my interest. Over to you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your testimony speech for body language and voice modulation. Let us go to the next speech. Before going to that, I would like to ask, what do you mean by a DTM? Dedicated Toastmasters. Fantastic. So why that award will be given in Toastmasters?
After you complete
certain completion of projects in communication and as well as the leadership track. There is a highest award for any Toastmasters. So why I'm talking about DTM, that is an inspiration thing, like for any person who wants to join Toastmasters. So for the next speech, the Toastmaster who is going to evaluate is, I feel that if one word you can say that he is Mr. Coach. So I request DTM Gangadhara Krishna to present the guidance for the last speech of the day.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
This Toastmaster is attempting her level 5 project 3, title is From Clueless Click to Confidence Voice, My Journey. Now, the purpose statement for the speech is for the member to reflect on their growth during the completion of an entire path. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of their growth during the completion of a path. The time allotted for the speech is 10 to 12 minutes. So timer, please coordinate as to when you want to show the red, if you have not done so by now. Otherwise, that's fine. And so with that, I wish all the best.
Thank you very much. The speaker now coming on stage. If you have to describe one word about her, she is Madam Cool. Madam Cool. Yeah. So for some people, you can just surrender. That's all. So you need not ask any questions. So she is like that. She is a teacher, a professional, and she is going to give her landmark speech. Landmark speech. So that is one thing I request all the Toastmasters after the completion of the speech, please give her a standing ovation as per the Toastmasters guidelines. And coming to the speech, she is going to give the speech from the part Persuasive Influence, project name Reflect on Your Path, speech title From Clueless Click to Confident Voice, My Journey. So I request Madam Cool, Toastmaster Smitha Thomas to present her landmark speech. Let's give a big round of applause.
Am I audible?
Yes.
My mic is on. No?
This speaker.
Those are sitting at the back. Can you hear me? And I'm going to stand here and speak because some few slides are coming up. I hope that's fine with everyone. Soon after India became independent, the government of India launched 5-year plans. The last one of which was ended on October 2017. But my 5-year plan started on August 7, 2020. That's when I clicked the start button for my persuasive influence path out of the 8 paths run by Toastmasters International. Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
I stand a chance to win an award for taking the longest time for finishing the path. When I clicked that button, I was absolutely clueless of what is in store for me. Neither did my fellow Toastmasters, because that was the time when Toastmasters International launched Pathways. Anyway, however, I plunged into the level 1 of the pathway. Icebreaker, smash. Writing a speech with purpose, check. Evaluation and feedback, done. Body language and vocal variety, thanks to the previous 5 years of experience. Level 1 was my comfortable zone. It was like sitting on my familiar happy chair. Level 2, it made me focus on myself, my leadership style and other leadership styles. With this newfound knowledge of leadership and active listening skills, I was all ears and eyes for my favorite leaders, Nelson Mandela, Dr. Abdul Kalam, Pope Francis. Also, I looked around for the leaders in my community, my workplace. I identified the do's and don'ts of leadership. Level 3, I encountered storytelling project, which is my forte. I have also attempted social speeches, which I have never done before. 2 social speeches. One is presenting an award, and the next one is raising a toast. I raised a toast for Toastmaster Ayappa, who was the outgoing president at that point of time, who did a commendable job with online meetings during the COVID time. Level 3 was a game changer for me, personally and professionally. That is when I understood about conflict resolution. Until then, my conflict resolution policy was give up, avoid. But then, I read the material. I read it carefully. More carefully than I have read any textbook before. One simple truth stood out. That is, it said, it matters, or it doesn't matter what you say, but it matters how you say it. Studies say that only 10% of the conflict happens due to difference in opinion. The remaining 90% is because of the wrong tone of voice. Wrong tone in voice. I remember a moment when a colleague of mine suggested, she suggested something for an upcoming event for a project. Everybody knew that the suggestion was not great. The older me, I would have just nodded and suffered in silence. But now, I steadied my voice and told her, shall I share a different perspective of doing it? And surprisingly, everybody listened. There was plain conversation, no explosion, no drama, real, truthful, respectful dialogues. That moment, a small, tiny moment it was, but it was a big win for me. As I was gaining momentum with my project speeches, life said, pause. I had to pause my project speeches to concentrate on the leadership role which I took up as a VP Education, first in Speech Studio Toastmasters Club for a term, and then in Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Luckily, the pause button did not become a full stop. Rather, it gave me more things to speak about. So my level 4 was, the speech was about leading in difficult situations. A real-time challenge when I was VP Education in Bangalore Toastmasters Club. That is to bring back people to the physical meeting. People got very comfortable with Zoom meetings, that mute buttons, pajamas, yes, the snack break during the table topics. Who want to come back? But I believed in in-person meetings, and I had to work towards it. Therefore, we brainstormed, and we came to exercise fun themed meetings. I remember one such meeting we had, a courtroom in this here with Dr. Rajdeep being the judge. Then I called up people. We had many education sessions. And not to forget Sureka ma'am's snacks too at that time. People started coming in. 5, high performance leadership. That is when I spoke about being a speech craft coordinator in Speech Studios Toastmasters Club. That experience made that speech comfortable. But what was more exciting about levels 5? It was the project Speaking Professionally. I spoke about friendship and how to tackle teenagers, a topic which is very close to my heart. So that project, it was a dream come true for me, where I spoke professionally and passionately. So here I stand, a little more taller than where I started. Not because I finished a path, not because I finished more than 10 speeches, but because I found my voice. My voice to disagree respectfully. My voice to lead with considerations. My voice to inspire, not through power, but through persuasion. In 1992, Barcelona Olympics, a young man ran 400 meters aiming for that gold medal. Before reaching the finishing point, for 250 meters away, see what happened. No one could stop Derek Redmond's father from running and coming into the field, holding him. While he was limping, he took him till the finishing point, a few meters back, and he left. And he went ahead, Derek went ahead limping, crossing that finishing line. And 65,000 people in that stadium gave him a standing ovation. I too had my fall, my hurt during this 5 long years which I'm taking to finish the path. But I had people to put hands around me. My mentors, Dr. Rajdeep, John Bosco, DTM John Bosco Abraham, DTM Prakash Tamankar, who helped me navigate. I also am grateful to all these mentors, all the evaluators, and all the kind souls sitting here who are listening to me, all the people who listened to me earlier. I'm grateful because you believed in me when I was unsure of myself. And your belief gave rise to mine. Grateful, over to you.
Great motivational speech and also an education session for many. We will have a short break. After the break, we have one of the scintillating tabletop session. So, just for the benefit of the guests, let me know the break. The restrooms are at the back. We'll go straight to the back. Exactly 5 minutes break. After that, we'll reassemble back here. Okay, 5 minutes. Now we are entering into the fun session of the meeting, which is a table topic session. Toastmasters is about, there's a tagline. Think anybody can say what it is? And after that, why we come to Toastmasters? But better?
Mutual and supporting
Leaders. Yeah, better leaders. So now there is a chance for everyone to think on their feet. So to take this session forward, we have an youngster from the Orange City. Orange City? City of Oranges. Nagpur. Yeah, you're right. And this gentleman works for Big Four, Grant Thornton. And he loves cycling. He is a very humorous person and a good speaker. I welcome Toastmaster Amaan Isani to take this session. Let us give a round of applause.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am Toastmaster Amaan and I am your Able Topic Master for today. Able Topic Master is also known as Impromptu Speaking. So, I'll give you a brief for the benefit of the guest. A Able Topic Master is someone that I'll be giving a topic to members. Members will gonna come here, have to think on their feet and deliver a speech for 1 to 2 minutes. Impromptu Speaking helps you develop 4 types of skills. First is listening, second is thinking, the third is organizing what you have to speak into the audience, fourth is a delivery part. So, for the benefit of the guest, the timing will be 1 to 2 minutes. The timer will display green card at 1 minute, yellow card 1 minute 30 seconds and red card 2 minutes. And I would urge all the speakers to use the word of the day, which is intrepid, so that our comedian could go home happily. And let us start with the first speaker. The first topic: if you were the metro driver for a day, what fun announcements would you make? If you were the metro driver for a day, what fun announcements would you make? Toastmaster Veeresh.
What a coincidence.
This one is a really tough one. Metro, we don't announce anything funny. It's all dead serious because a lot of people with so much of diversity are traveling in a metro. So we don't do that. But if given a chance to announce some fun incidents on metro train, I would say today whoever is traveling now, all your tickets are free. And Yellow Line is about to come in June. I mean, these are fun news that I would do. But thinking about something funny, I was going to metro with my family, and I was on my phone, and my wife was telling something, and I tried to do some multitasking. Then she said something, and another person on the phone also said something, and I said him impossible. And she did not know that I was on my earphone. So she was very angry, and then she hit me with whatever she had. So then onwards, I learned a lesson that not to be funny when you are traveling on metro train, so that you don't disturb others. So that's my take on this. Thank you.
The second topic is describe a time you surprised even yourself by stepping out of the comfort zone. Describe a time you surprised even yourself by stepping out of the comfort zone. Toastmaster Vishal.
Well, coming on stage today would definitely be one of those times when I have truly surprised myself, because I did not know that I'll be on stage today. Now, we are all in our ways and we just want to sit home, go through our daily routine and not try anything new. That's nothing wrong. That is just human nature. Once we get comfortable with something, we just crave for it more and more. But oftentimes we rarely find any joy or anything of substance when we're going through these daily routines. One day I decided, no matter how scared I am of swimming and going into the water, on Saturday I will go jump into a pool. I might not turn up, I might surface without any breath left in me, but I am going to jump in that pool. So last week I booked a session in St. Joseph's swimming pool and I turned up there with my very good friend Brian. I stood on that edge and I was shivering. Brian, being the wonderful friend he is, gave me a little nudge and I fell into the pool. But thanks to his little nudge, I was able to swim, I was able to learn how to swim in a matter of 10 minutes and had a wonderful time. So no matter how easy things are, no matter how comfortable things are, push yourself. Make sure that you do something new. It may be small, it may be huge, you may come out of it with a few scars or you may not come out of it at all. Forget about the results, focus on the process. Over to you, David Thomas.
The next topic is, have you ever pretended to freeze on a video call to answer a question? Have you ever pretended to freeze on a video call to answer a question? Toastmaster Rashi. Have you ever pretended to freeze on a video call to answer a question?
I think that's happened a lot of times now. I think there was a phase after 12th where people just kept bothering me about what I'm going to do next. So I just pretended to freeze because I genuinely had no answer. I mean, you have to understand that we're just out of 12th, we haven't seen life. So how do you expect us to just figure it out? So I think that's what I did most of the times. Or if I think there was a particular time where I was at my grandmom's place and my mom called to ask, so have you decided, you've taken a long break, have you decided what you want to do? And I just sat froze for 5 straight minutes. She, being the mom she is, she decided to stay in the video call for 5 straight minutes and just see what's going to happen next. But I think that's where it all ended, where I was froze and she was still waiting for me. And she's still waiting for an answer from me about what I'm going to do. But yeah, I think that's how it's going to be.
The next topic is, what's one decision that completely changed your life for better or worse? What's one decision that completely changed your life for better or worse? Toastmaster Alok.
I've read somewhere that you keep making a decision every moment in a day, right? Because you have to, right from the point you wake up, you have to, okay, what time am I going to brush? What time am I going to bath? Am I going to wake up on my left side or on my right side? Or what dress is it that I'm going to wear to office? What tone am I going to use in a meeting? What would I do next? How would I work with this customer? Do I come to Toastmasters today or not? Do I want masala dosa or chow-chow-bath? Right? You keep making all these decisions. So I don't think there is one decision which is going to determine the course of your life, because life is too long for you to think that one decision is going to make or break your life. I think that is what I have realized in my journey so far as a professional and as a person. There are hobbies that you choose. I started learning Carnatic music maybe when I was 9 years old. I learned it for about a decade and then I left it. Now, is that a decision which is going to make or break my life? Either choosing to learn or then giving up? It didn't matter to me. It didn't make a life-changing difference. I took up sales about 10 years ago. I was an introvert. I didn't know how to speak in front of a crowd. Now, did that decision make or break my life? No. When you look back at it, in hindsight, what I believe is everything somehow makes sense. Somehow makes sense. You will add 2 plus 2 and make it 5 at some point in time, because it's not, the whole is always more than the sum of its parts. If I go back to 2016 and say, okay, this is the first time I trekked. Now, the decision to trek was a big decision for me because I didn't know if I could actually do that, be for a week in the mountains in the altitudes. Today, I end up loving that as a hobby. And I find that adding to my personality as well, because I know what perseverance and adaptation and being adaptable can do to your life overall. So when you look at all of these things, I don't think one decision can make or break your life. And when you look back, the whole is always going to be more than the sum of its parts. So you take a decision, you live with it, and if it's not good, there's going to be something that the universe has planned for you better. Thank you.
Wonderful speech. The next topic is, what's your go-to excuse when you accidentally miss a virtual meeting? What's your go-to excuse when you accidentally miss a virtual meeting? Toastmaster Mahesh. When you accidentally miss a virtual meeting.
I think I just missed one meeting today morning. So the reason was genuine because I was traveling out, so my subordinate had to take the call. So I usually don't make meeting which I'm gonna miss. So I usually try to be there on the meeting at least 5 minutes prior, because I financial background as an investment banker. So as mentioned, time is money, right? So if as a client, when we are representing client, we ourselves don't be on time with the call, I think client won't respect it. And the majority of the clients which we work is US, and the way US people treat India on time, right, it's totally different. Where we call it IST, they call it Indian stretchable time, right? So that's how familiar they are. So I think this topic, I would say that I don't usually miss meetings. I make sure I'm there on the meetings. So we'll go back to the table.
So if anybody wants to work as an investment banker, you know whom to contact. The next topic is, what memory always brings you a smile to your face? What memory which always brings a smile to your face? Toastmaster Puneeth.
There are so many memories that bring a smile to my face. One that comes to my mind is Toastmasters. I remember when I was 16, I had been offered a free seat at Jain College, and I got through the admissions of Christ as well, and I had to choose between both of them. And just looking at both of the way they both function, I felt that Christ did a better job at managing the exam and everything than Jain did. And that's why I chose Christ University. But then as a courtesy, I went to the chairman of Jain University and said, listen, I'm choosing Christ. So he insisted that it's okay if you go and join Christ, but I want you to attend Toastmasters. Find Toastmasters somewhere and attend it. I was like, okay, I can do that. So I came here the first time. It was around the 900th meeting, and I felt so bored, I left. And after I joined Christ a year in, I decided to come back again. We had crossed the 1000th meeting mark. And I came, and for the entire second year of my Christ, I would come here and I would just think, people clap so much here because it's a boring meeting and they have to stay awake. And after that 1 year, I would have a smile on my face because suddenly I could see people that I had seen stammered. Like some would come in, some of you know him here, would stammer and would stutter, but then in a year I could see him speak, and I would ask nudge members saying that, hey, do you think this person had stammering issue a year back? And they would be like, what? And that would just bring a broad smile on my face, seeing people transform. And suddenly in this
in my head it's a boring meeting, but I suddenly saw the changes that started happening to members week after week, and that would just bring a smile on my face. Today, seeing Rashi go from a hair-flipping nervous girl to talking about a meeting with her mother for 5 minutes shows the transformation in the last 2-3 years. And as a, if not anything, I come here because this meeting on Friday brings a smile on my face every time I see a nervous wreck turn into a master's piece. Thank you, and back to Amaan.
The next topic is describe your most epic missed train or bus movement. Describe your most epic missed train or bus movement. Toastmaster Srinivas.
So how many of you have missed your buses or train which was on time? We all think sometimes it will be delayed, but most of the times it is on time, that is you are delayed. One such timings when I was studying in a college, I supposed to attend my exam at 3:30 p.m. as we have 2 batches going on. I felt okay, 12:30 if I leave my home, I can reach by 3:30, it's comfortable. Then I felt when I went to Majestic, I was waiting in a queue where we are all waiting for the buses. We waited in such a way that we waited for 1 hour. My college buses did not come at all. Then later, I tried to juggle it. Go to the next stop, nearest stop where my college stops. From there, I can catch some other buses. Yes, I did that. From there, I could not wait because my exam is going to be come at 3:30. Still, at 3 I was standing in the main road for the bus. I don't know what to do. Later, I figured out to take help of the strangers to drop me to the college. I have waved my hand to drop me, but not a lot of people are agreed to drop it. But one person agreed, okay, come on, chalo, in the afternoon. And then we went there with a big relief. I could do my exam. Do you think it's going to be big relief? No, it is going to increase tension in your heart whenever you miss something, either train or bus. Due to the tension, I was a very good student for the practical exam, but I scored very average in it. So whenever you get a chance, don't miss the train or bus. Try to be there on time. Whether bus delays or train delays, you don't delay. Over to you.
The next topic is, if fear didn't exist for 10 minutes, what would you dare to do? If fear didn't exist for 10 minutes, what would you dare to do? Toastmaster Sheeb.
Somehow, as time passed, I started being very scared to dance because I know I dance very bad. So nowadays, when I have to release my stress, I just turn on a Bollywood music and just do some, this thing. But yeah, but I'm not that confident to do it in front of everyone. So I would say that if I had become very fearless, I would have definitely loved to do some dancing. And dancing is really good, I would definitely say, because it releases your stress levels and it makes you feel happy for no reason. And and if you have a partner to dance with, that's like a great thing to bond with. Like me and my roommate, we sometimes would just we'll turn on some, girly music and we'll just start and dancing. And there's sometimes we even, we will just, while we're getting ready, we'll have a get ready with music. And we'll just dance and, and getting ready. Like we'll have a makeup thing and just all of that. So yeah, I would say that dancing is a great way to de-stress. And if you're not afraid to do it, do it. And if you're afraid, please close your doors and do it. But do it.
So the last topic for today's table topic session: what does success mean to you? What does success mean to you, Toastmaster Shreya?
What does success mean to me? It doesn't have to be like one thing. For me, it's a journey. Like from beginning, when it was my first badminton match, obviously I had to start with that only. And when I was playing with my sister, and I won, that was my first success. And then when I came to college, when I danced in front of a whole crowd, I can relate with you, Jewel, how free you feel. And that was success to me. There, I just danced freely in front of the whole college crowd with all my friends. And the next success would be coming to Toastmasters and giving not wonderful speeches exactly, but in a way speeches which you could relate to, or I hope you enjoyed my speeches. That was also a success for me, and now I hope in the future also these few successes give me like very good success. Thank you. Over to you.
Table topic is not about giving the right speech for whatever topic you have been thrown. It's about how confident you are on the stage when unwanted questions came up to your stage. That is from my end, and I'll hand over stage back to PM Toastmaster Guru.
He's the first time table topic master, so we have to give him one more time. So how many of you like to do it because the time is not
Vishal got to train more.
You are being interpreted. So, thank you. So, how many of you are foodies here? How many of you like biryanis? So, I'm foodie and I like biryanis. Whenever my wife prepares a biryani, she'll ask me how is it. I'll say maybe this could be better, something like that. I will tell you. Immediately, what would be the expected response? You only prepare. Okay, fine. See, we also need to know how to give a constructive feedback. If you can give a constructive feedback to the wife or anybody, that would be okay. Today, we have the final session, which is the feedback session. And to take this session forward, we have the past president of this club, and he is a current area director. So why I'm just touching on that area director. So he joined this club around about 3 years back, if I'm not sure. In 3 years, he have done he have taken up many leadership roles, and he's completing his past. So he's on the way to his DTM journey. So slowly we can see him in the next big role in the next year, the coming year of the Toastmasters. So I welcome the gentleman. For me, he's a Mr. Leader. To take the general evaluation forward, Toastmaster Shashank Bhatt.
a little more than 2 years ago when I was the Vice President Education of this club. We didn't have, or we were asked to express in the WhatsApp group or to inform the table topic master if we want to take part, we should take part in the table topic session. But the then President, Toastmaster Vaidyanathan, took a bold decision and told us, we will cut down the time from 2 minutes to 1.5 minutes, but we'll make sure we'll give a chance to all the members to speak. While compromising on 30 seconds, you get definite stage time. The change we saw here is that most of the people who were shy or who were scared and therefore did not nominate to come on stage, all of them became intrepid speakers. Why? Because choice was not given to them. Right? I can guarantee here, if I ask any guest to volunteer here for a table topic session, not many hands may go up. But if it's not a choice, it's by force, you get that much confident because you know that you are part of it. Right? So take the chances, don't wait for someone to come with you on a platter. When you get a chance, take it. And this, I believe, is one of the best platforms where you can experiment and express yourself well, because there is no one to judge you. We are always here to give you constructive feedback, which is session for today, which is a general evaluation session where I, as a general evaluator, it's my duty to observe the entire meeting and give recommendations and points of improvement to the club as well as all the vote takers on stage. To begin with, we had the meeting started exactly on time at 6:30 today. But in fact, if you observe, the meeting did not start today. The meeting started almost 1 week ago when the Vice President Education of our club, Toastmaster Chaitra, arranged all the vote takers. All the vote takers were briefed on what is to be done, and all the vote takers were in place. Agenda was put in place well in advance. So can we have a round of applause for a VP Education Toastmaster Chaitra? Today the meeting started. Behind the president comes Toastmaster Amrit Kaur started the meeting exactly on time. And one of the prerequisites to be a Sergeant-at-Arms of this club is to bring in that energy when you start the meeting. Because we know it's a 2-hour meeting, and when you come on stage and say good morning everyone, people are not connected from the first word. But what Toastmaster Amrit brings to the table is that energy which keeps all of us engaged as well. We know the meeting starts at 6:30 and we know the meeting starts on the right note. Thanks to Toastmaster Amrit, a very good job done there. She's always lively, interactive, smiling. You feel like listening to her always. One other good thing which I want to appreciate is when I was the general evaluator maybe 5 months ago, I had given a couple of important points, and from the next meeting onwards, all the points were adhered to. So that proves that the suggestions are also well taken in this club. So one round of applause for Toastmasters. However, a couple of points to make Sergeant-at-Arms Kaur even better. One, again, it's a difficult task to introduce the same person for 26 weeks. Right? You are out of words and you ask anyone and they do the same thing mostly. But while it's a difficult task, I still feel today the introduction was less compared to previous weeks. The only introduction I heard was bard, bold, and maybe one more line, but maybe the president demands that respect and attention as well. Maybe a couple of more points about him would have been better. I know it's challenging, but I think you can do a little more there. And second point for any Sergeant-at-Arms is when you talk about, say, avoid using gender, religion, or politics, please tell us why as well. It will affect the sentiments of people, not affect. So, just to tell us why, I think for guests it would be much better because they will not know why you should be not speak on that. So, brilliant job done. One more round of applause for Toastmasters. We had the president come on stage, Toastmaster Sheeb, the dynamic, bold president to come on stage. Again, he, like I mentioned last time, he has a conversational tone. Right? It feels like he's talking to you individually and personally. That is when we could relate to him more. Again, his stage presence, brilliant. Because when he comes on stage, it demands the attention which a president requires. He had a wonderful introduction about the Toastmaster of the day as well. Brilliant research done about the name and everything done. Welcomed everyone, welcomed the guests, greeted the guests, always had a smile on the face. And something different which not many presidents do, use the PPT as well. Instead of it being a boring lecture for 8 minutes, use the PPT, which was something different, and I appreciate him for that. However, a couple of points to make his speech even better is when you introduce the guests, you can directly link them to the ExCom as well. Because during the break, it's easier for them to get in touch with the ExCom, or maybe the VPA membership could talk to them right away because they would not know whom to reach out to. Second thing which I felt missing in today's meeting, and it could have come from the president, is talk about the club. Because we are the second oldest club in India and one of the largest clubs in India with a legacy. So when we have such daunting or not daunting, I could say, but such milestones which we have achieved, share it with the guests as well. Members would know, talk about the achievements which we have, the awards which we won, something to hype up the club so that guests are inspired from the word go itself. So other than these 2 points, I think a brilliant job done. Round of applause for Toastmasters. We had the secretary also come up during the presidential address. Good job, he is doing a brilliant job. Again, a couple of feedbacks were given to him initially and everything is taken care of. However, one recommendation from my personal end is when you come on stage, try to dress up a little more formally so that that adds value to the person on stage as well. With that, we had the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Guru, came on stage next. One thing we should acknowledge Toastmaster Guru here is the fact that he has not only been a member of this club, he has been a member of other clubs, and he is a, I can say, a member who comes with experience. He has trained a lot of people and he has helped or told people how to do such roles as well. He has saved a dying club and it's running brilliantly now. So he is that person who people actually reach out to. So can we have a round of applause for that? Toastmaster was well prepared today. He reached out to all the role takers, took their feedback and took their introductions as well. And he also started today a special meeting because it's a meeting after the war, etc. happened or supposed to happen. But at least he acknowledged the efforts of the people in the border. And when he started the meeting today, he started with a question and made it more interactive. Brilliant job done. He spoke about all the 3 segments of the meeting for the benefit of the guests. I think the guests would not have any issues there. He also announced regarding the break, washroom announcement during the break because people don't know where to go. That was also a job well done. Everything to the structure, to the T was followed by him in terms of structure. However, a couple of points which I may suggest to Toastmaster Guru is, well, a couple of them are slip of tongues. One is when you say introduction to Toastmasters International, you said we have 2.7 members. I think you missed the word lakhs, which may again, when you say lakhs or thousands or hundreds, you may not know, so maybe slip of tongue there. Second slip of tongue is you said Ralph Medley, if I got it right. So that S was missing there, again, people don't know who you would be. And a couple of feedback when it comes to you as the person presenting here is your body language. You as a Toastmaster of the day, maybe you can be a bit more free and casual on stage because this is your go-to pose and you're like this. So after every point you come back to this posture, which may be again a distraction for people who are listening to. Maybe you can use the stage more, talk to the people here and talk to the people here instead of being stuck in one place. Second feedback is regarding the eye contact as well. You are the sutradhar of the meeting and when you talk to people, it's preferred that you look at them and speak. And you have a tendency of looking there in that area when you speak or the camera when you speak and occasionally a couple of members. But the feedback is when you look at everyone and speak, maybe they are more connected to you. Maybe you can use that not only here but wherever you speak outside as well. But one thing I would have loved from you, Toastmaster Guru, is when you spoke about Michael Jackson and dance. We would have loved you to have a small step here. I still remember 3 people who spoke about dance and we didn't even see a single dance. That was Toastmaster Guru, Jewel and Rashi as well. Shreya. But we could have seen a small step or two. But anyway, for a great job done, brilliant job done, there's a lot to learn from him as well. And a round of applause for Toastmaster Guru. We then had the first segment, which is a prepared speech segment. And the first speaker was Toastmaster Pradeep. And to evaluate Toastmaster Pradeep, we have Toastmaster Mahavir on stage. Can you have the evaluation, please?
What do you want to be written on your tombstone? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and Toastmaster Pradeep in particular. So, based on the evaluation and feedback given to you by the previous evaluator is how I'll be evaluating your speech based on guidance. So your speech had very strong opening, a Mahabharata story. It created vivid imagery and captured audience interest immediately. So the contrast as well, like we all want to live forever, and I'm going to speak about death. That created a tense emotion in the audience, which is very good. You sharing your personal story, which you were not doing it previously, and connecting the entire speech to your personal story was very powerful because it took us through an entire journey. And how you shifted your priorities between friends and from corporate world, being more friendly and inspiring us, telling us that you have to do what you want to do first. Correct? So it's clearly a lot of improvements, but some things you could have done better. So when you came on stage and you were just using the stage very fast, so what I could suggest you is maybe have a stance, open. Then when you start your speech, the first part of your speech, stay here for some time. Finish the narration of first part of your speech. And then move around. Like if you keep moving around too much, that also disturbs the audience. The vocal variety part also was fantastic. It was suggested that you have a very bold voice and you use the mic. And this time I felt that we all could hear everything. So that was fantastic. And the one more thing that you could have improved a little bit better is the structure. So the structure was good, but it can get even more better. It can get even more stronger. So overall, a fantastic speech. It was like watching a movie. We really enjoyed it. We want to hear more speeches from you. And give it up for Toastmaster Pradeep.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahesh. I will reserve my comments after all the evaluations. The second speaker was Toastmaster Richard D'Souza, who was evaluated by Toastmaster Ratan Shetty. Can the evaluation, please, Toastmaster Ratan.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Toastmaster Richard D'Souza took us on a camel ride today. And how did he take us on the camel ride? His speech had a very clear structure. It had an opening, a body, and a conclusion. There was a clear message. This project requires that the objective of the general objective of the speech has to be definite. So the objective of this speech that came across to me was that he wanted to inspire us to be leaders who led from the front by setting an example. And he used the OBC structure in order to help us imbibe this message. What I loved about his story was that what was imperative about this project was that he used his body language and the way he used his facial expressions, the way he also varied his voice along with the facial expressions. When he actually had that emphasis and the way he made his face, and then when he naturally spoke, the way he expressed himself. Those facial expressions helped sink the message into the audience. Not only the facial expressions, when I come to the intentional body language, when he was speaking about the camel sipping the water, he actually showed how the camel sipped the water. So there was an element of the intentional body language in your speech. Toastmaster Richard. And all in all, the story was really captivating. If I were to give you just two suggestions how you could take it to the next level, the first would be in between somewhere I lost as to what the leader was doing. His tummy was full and he fell asleep, but then he was behind and then he came into the front. That part somehow was lost. So a little bit of the continuity, the transitions is something that I would look for in your speech. And the other aspect I would look at is the hand gestures. A more intentional hand gestures, the way the intentional body language was there, as I had mentioned before. All in all, what I would say is that Toastmaster Richard, you narrated a story intensely and skillfully. So when you took us on a camel ride, we joined happily and willfully.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ratan. We had the third speech delivered by Toastmaster Smitha, who was evaluated by DTM Gangadhar. Can I have the evaluation?
Good evening to all Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Yes. And I am Toastmaster Smitha. Reflect on your path. If you really go to see, it's not a very easy project. The reason being, when you start off on your level 1, 2, 3, 4, you're more focusing on that particular project, the objectives, and going on giving the speech. Not realizing at the end of that, 5 years down the line, you're going to reflect and relate. So it does pose a challenge. Maybe it's subtle, but it does. You're thinking about those lines. And what I loved about Smitha's speech as she came here was that she followed the feedback to the beat. The previous speech, she had a PowerPoint where she was on stage and it was a hindrance. And there was a suggestion, if she could go down so that it doesn't bother her, not the stage. And of course, how do you use the clip mic? And that was done seamlessly, if I may say so. Because these are very important things when you become a professional speaker. How do you go about getting the stage ready? And you went through your levels. I wouldn't want to go into the details. First one was a breeze, then you identified the leadership styles. I think your level 3, social speech, it's not what you say, but how you say it was like a game changer, sir. And the level 4, leading in difficult situations, where you did have sprinkles of chuckles, I might say, and reviving a club. I know what it's like, especially when people come from that slumber of Zoom and they need to come back to meetings live, virtual. So reviving a club is not easy. And finally, your HPL project, Speechcraft Coordinator, which you did. All of them, she brought the whole thing together and related how it was. Though you had 12 minutes, I think you just utilized about 10-ish, if I'm not mistaken. You could have, if you wanted to, add on to it. You said how you found your voice and how you were able to speak more passionately and professionally over the period of time. I can very well resonate with that because it does develop and build you as you do these speeches. And I felt that this particular speech was coming more from your heart. The way you expressed it, it was very, very passionately done. If there were some things I wanted to just say, one is you had a PowerPoint. Always try and give some blank slides first so that people have not had a preview of what you're trying to see. Number one. And try and use a pointer so you get comfortable with it depending on somebody out there. It helps, I would say. And you give a pause during the video clip. Maybe a filler could have helped. You know, that how he was running and the father is there with him, or because the pause was a rather pregnant pause, I felt. And to summarize, I would say the combination of the level was an inspiration to all. It was a beautiful one. Well done, all the best for future speeches.
Gangadhar. As the general evaluator, it is my duty to evaluate the evaluators and not the speakers. I will summarize the evaluations, all the evaluations in 2 sentences. One thing is when we start, it's better we remind the audience about the purpose of the project first, because each project is different and each project requires something specific to be done. So when you start with the purpose of the project or the objective of the project, maybe we can relate to the evaluations very well. Second is, again, when we talk about the entire speech, or when we repeat or summarize the entire speech, we may take some time, or I think when the last evaluator, Gangadhar, was here, he was summarizing the speech till the yellow card was shown. And the problem with repeating what the speaker said or summarizing too much is that you may not have proper time to evaluate or give a proper recommendations, not by saying what, but how as well. So we need time to say how to improve and not only what. So that time will be lost if we don't, if we summarize it in detail. So maybe short summary about the script, then moving on to the recommendations, and summarizing the entire speech would be right way to go. But a great job done by all the speakers and evaluators. Can I round of applause for all 3 of them? We then had the table topic master on stage, Toastmaster Amaan. As a table topic master, he introduced what the table topic session is, how it works, and he repeated the topics twice and made it very clear for the people who came on stage. And there were a few topics relevant to the theme as well, so that was also very well done. And all the topics given to him, and today was an exception because we had 1 to 2 minute speeches, unlike every week. But all the members who came on stage utilized their time. So that proves that the topics were easy to speak, so kudos to you on that as well. And you had the right topic for the right people as well, right? For example, metro right here. So that was also brilliantly done. However, a couple of points to make the table topic session much better is avoid long topics, lengthier topics. Keep it short and simple, easy for us to relate. And one thing which you could have done better is add fillers between speeches. Your job is not to call the first speaker, send back, second speaker and send back. Maybe a small summary of what it did in 4-5 words, or how you can relate to that, and then link it to the next speaker or call the second speaker would be a better thing to do. But a great job done. Can we have a round of applause to Smitha? Moving on to the underappreciated people, as the Toastmaster of the day said, the tag team of the meeting, the timer, accountant and grammarian. Can we first have the timer's report, which will be given by Toastmaster Shreyas?
All the speakers and the table topic speakers and the evaluation, whoever gave the evaluation, everyone have within the timelines, and few of them who interpret and exceeded the time limits were our president, Toastmaster Sheeb, and our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Guru, and our general evaluator, Vishal. Over to you.
Thank you very much. And round of applause for one suggestion for timer is when you read out the guidelines, talk about the disqualification criteria as well, about the grace period and which session is done, so that people, if they know they cross the time, then they will be disqualified from voting, so it will be easier for the team here to work on it as well. It will be a good job done. As our counter, we had Toastmaster Alagammai. Can we have the report, please?
Zero catchwords used were Amrit, Toastmaster Amrit, Toastmaster Sheeb, Kumar, Toastmaster Pradeep, Toastmaster Alok, Toastmaster Puneeth, Toastmaster Gangadhar. More than 5 catchwords are Toastmaster Guruprasad, Toastmaster Smitha, Toastmaster 12. Less than 5 words, Toastmaster Richard, Toastmaster Amaan, Toastmaster Veeresh, Toastmaster Vishal, Toastmaster Rashi, Toastmaster Mahesh, Toastmaster Srinivas, Toastmaster Shreya, Toastmaster Mahavir, Toastmaster Ratan, Toastmaster Shasha.
One recommendation to the art counter and other subsequent art counters for the subsequent weeks is, when you talk about crutch words, also tell us which crutch word was used more, and if you are qualified enough, maybe how to get rid of that as well. I know for fresher it's challenging, but you did a good job. For other people who take account roles, maybe the crutch word of the day you can say, which was used more, and how to eliminate that. So, and also advise people to look at the report so that they can definitely improve on that. A great job on the accounter. We move on to the remedial Toastmaster Asha. Report please.
I'll start with a good usage of grammar. It happens in the mind, then in reality, moonwalk, then delegating work works too, undeniability of death, up to the point of death and beyond the point of death, happy chair, I studied my voice, life said pause, you believed me when I was unsure, you believe your belief gave rise to mine. And not so good usage of grammar is a grammar are struggling, it should have been were struggling. Approximately 1924, it could have been approx in 1924, at beginning could have been at the beginning. And the word of the day was used by Pradeep, Shreya, and Shreyas.
Can you have a round of applause to all the tag groups, please? Before ending the meeting, again, one suggestion to the committee as well. When you have a theme, I thought the theme is not spoken about till the time I saw the screen go up, that is after the break. Maybe when you think it is hidden, maybe you can write there, or maybe you can use that in your speech as well, especially the president or maybe the sergeant at arms as well. Link or relate the story what you tell to the theme of the term as well, along with the theme of the day, so that your theme will have some meaning to it as well. Other than that, a brilliant job done by all the role takers today. The committee is doing the thankless and tireless job. A round of applause for all the role takers and the committee. As the birthday boy, Toastmaster Alan says, there is no one in this meeting who will evaluate the Jibble evaluator. I evaluate everyone else. So if there is any feedback to be given, you can please meet me and give feedback offline. Before I hand over, the password is shared, the voting link is shared in the members WhatsApp group, voting for the best role takers and speakers. The password is 9525. 9525 is the password. Until the time I call the Toastmaster of the day, I think it's time for you to pick up your phones and as the word. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being here. Over to the Toastmaster.
So what do we give for the clinical and constructive feedback? Okay, any which ways, thank you very much committee for giving me the opportunity. Let us give a big round of applause to all the role takers, general evaluators, speakers, evaluators, tag team. One more time, big time, come on. Thank you very much. Over to the president.
Planning, lot of preparation to perform the MC of the day, that is the Toastmaster of the day. Give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Guru once again. Thank you so much. Now I request our Vice President Education Toastmaster Chaitra Chandrapillai to give the certificate to the path breaker level 5 completion to Toastmaster Smitha Thomas. I would like to acknowledge the efforts of one person in the committee because the second batch of speech craft is going on. So total, first batch we had 30 participants, and the second also we have 30. So a fabulous round of applause for the two people behind that. One is our Vice President, Membership Toastmaster Mahavir. Yes, and our VP, the silent, person who's behind also, Toastmaster Prakash. Toastmaster Asha Smitha. The Best Evaluator Award, Toastmaster Sitanshu Ratan Shetty. The Best Role Taker Award goes to Toastmaster Shashank Bhatt. The best table topic speaker of the evening, Toastmaster, someone who did the girly dance, Toastmaster Joel. Oh, this is time. Yes. Toastmaster Alok Simha. The Best Speaker Award for the evening, Toastmaster Smitha Roshy. I request all the winners to please come back again for a group picture.
One can come this.
One more announcement. Normally, we as a club, we always used to have our elections during the first meeting of June, but more details will be following regarding the elections. And I think that's, and for the guests, thank you for coming. And our Vice President Membership Toastmaster Mahavir will take you outside for a small briefing about how to join the club and what is Toastmaster program is all about. And before going out, please pick your snacks also. Thank you so much for coming. And with this, I declare meeting number 1477